call a September meeting of the county council together. Sheriff, you want to lead us in the pledge?
I'd be happy to. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Go with the minutes. We should have 3 sets of minutes. It could be the minutes from our normal meeting in August, minutes from our budget workshop, and we have an executive session on September the 5th. The only correction I've seen was Todd pointed it out in the community cluster grant, $250,000 grant. The total from the state should have been 1 million instead of 500,000. Anybody else see anything, any additions, corrections?
There was, I can find it here. It speaks about maintenance 1, 2, and 3 positions, but it doesn't say that that's park, and I think it ought to just clarify that. It's park. And then on the part in here that speaks about paying back the REMC, the incorrect billing, it says county paid back. County paid back 15,000. You could read that either way. I think this should read county paid $15,000 to move back. Because we paid the REMC, they didn't refund us.
Right.
From a clarity.
Sure.
Any other? Owner takes to entertain motion to approve all 3 minutes.
So move.
Rick makes a motion. And seconds. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, let's move on to our budget public hearing. Okay. Anyone have anything?
Yeah, go ahead, Sheriff. Just real quick, thank you. I'm going to ask if we could check the math on a couple of my employees. Because of the salary study, they got a partial bump last year, and they're supposed to get the rest of that bump this for next year. Here's one got the 3% raise, did not get the salary study bump. The other one appears got the salary study bump, but not the 3%. I'm just
You
asking,
can
is
get whatever's the biggest.
that what it was?
Yeah, that's whatever was the biggest.
Okay, my understanding of the salary study, second part of that bump was this year as well.
It was whatever the salary study bump was. If it was bigger than the 3%, then that's what they got.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I just want to clarify that because numbers we were working weren't getting matched up.
Okay. That's the way we set that.
Okay. All right, that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, Janet, yes, ma'am.
And I was working yesterday with the auditor's office on my numbers just to be sure they were all correct for deputies. And the numbers that they have on the list that they supplied you with, they weren't sure where that number came from because it is incorrect. And so I just have the corrected amount, and I also corrected the FICA to match up with it. That's to include like the new deputy. So it's the total deputies paid like $287,300. And I also corrected the FICA with it. I don't know if you want the corrected forms.
287, what was that?
$287,300.
That's adding the deputies,
That's just in the deputies column, yes.
but that's adding your new deputy.
Yes, that's correct.
Going from listed 239.5 to 287.
Well, I think they put on there that it was 258,000.
258.6.
Yeah. And so I asked where that figure came from, and they weren't sure. That's not what I requested either in the beginning, but if we came up with the corrected amount, this is what it would be. And that would be the new deputy with like starting at the pay.
I do want to clarify here or ask here at a meeting what the base pay should be for a new hire. For this new person, is the new dollar amount the 2025 base? Yeah, what will this new person be making coming on in 2026?
Yeah, we're holding the base.
Wow.
2012.
And I think that's what they.
We approved the new deputy. Okay. We had 30,000. Oh, boy. Okay. You else have anything? Yes, sir.
Just wanted to clarify on the salary model, was looks like it was back at the old pay rate instead of the pay rate that was suggested for when I come in.
You what now, sir?
The pay rate on the, what they had on the director's salary for emergency management looks like it was accidentally put back to the old pay rate.
Well, you were hired after July, and according to our salary ordinance, if you're hired after July, you stay at the old pay rate.
And I think that's why we did that, but when he was hired in, he was hired at a higher rate.
Oh, okay.
So that's, I think where some confusion was, so we have it changed now
Okay.
to his new rate, what he's making now.
Okay.
So what we did, because of saying that, because he was hired after July and it stays old, we picked up the full, not his rate that he was hired in.
Okay.
So
Because
we
he's
got-
hired in. He
he was hired in a little bit.
Little bit
higher, just a little.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
I had some clarity. I had a line item for vehicle maintenance. And there was nothing given for that. When I came on board, the commissioners basically agreed to pay like for 10 vehicles. And then we also have another van. So going forward, if there's nothing in that for that budget, will that go back to the commissioners to pay, or I can, oil change or?
Big fine.
Or you don't have vehicle maintenance.
Right.
You didn't have vehicle.
Right.
Is this the one that sets her?
Yeah, there's the Ford Explorer that 10 drives, and then we also have a van, but that technically that's going to come out of light, the main thing for 10 vehicle. We would need, but I just want some clarity on what oil changes. We stuck a lot of money in it this year. Hopefully we'll be good for a while.
Kim's vehicle.
Yeah, in 10 vehicle.
Yeah, the idea what.
How much should we?
It's been over $1,000. Yeah, it's like $1,200 put in it recently.
$1,000 would cover for next year service.
For service, and yeah, that should cover it.
We're one of 8.
Yes.
Need to put that 2,500 back in.
Well, 1,000 probably would
1,000
would cover it, yeah.
So the vans that come out of the blight.
That can come out of the blight funds. Yeah. Because that's what it's used for.
All right, everybody? Yeah. You probably need it. The girls getting this down there. Okay,
Thank you.
yes, sir. Anybody else? Anything else? And we need a motion to close the public hearing.
Sorry.
Ashley makes a motion, Bill seconds. Any discussion on it? All those in favor? Any opposed? What that totals out at now?
Or 171,324.
Well, 171.
324.
Sounds good for this year. Okay, I got the community impact fee up here. I'd like to do that last. That's okay. Then we'll move on to this. Okay, Emily?
Hello, I'm Emily Burstone, the Community Health Clinic Executive Director. This is Felicia, which is my assistant. I provided some information. I'm not going to read that to you guys verbatim today, but we serve the underinsured and the uninsured here in Decatur County. A very low cost rate of $10 per visit for medical and $20 for dental. Some highlights from this last year: we just completed our fundraising, and next week we'll be installing our brand new dental equipment. So that was a $90,000 project that we got for grants and donations. So we're very proud of that. That'll go in next week and hopefully be operational by the middle of October. That came through Henry Schein, along with Dr. Knoll's office, and being able to put all of that together. We were also awarded this year out of the Lilly grant money through the Community Foundation. We were awarded a $250,000 grant to expand our footprint. So in the Rural King Plaza, we're going to be getting some additional spacing to offer mental health services. We're in a very long process in negotiating with Rural King over that lease. So we're hoping to finalize that here in the next couple of weeks. And then we've had a great response. We've been advertising those services are coming. We've had several patients already asking when that's going to start, and we'll be able to utilize that. So look forward to that. That grant's renewable over 3 years for us. That helps cover costs of rent for that area, as well as providing a vehicle for transportation, be it mental health, be it medical, dental, or if there's something else in the community that's needed, will come through that grant as well. Additionally, in that grant, a new website will be coming, and we also there put some security features in for us. So that's very limited right now for us. We continue to have 2 providers that provide care along with our medical director, Dr. Doles and Dr. Namias are both volunteer dentists for us. We're serving over 100 patients families here in Decatur County this last year, and that number continues to rise as cuts come from the federal level at state with Medicaid being cut. So we're already starting to see those people trickling back in that may have been there before. They left because they had insurance, and now they're coming back. We did also open a food pantry almost 3 years ago. That has been a very prosperous thing. We just have that open during our clinic time for our patients. But what we found is they'll just kind of go in, do a little grocery shopping. It's not made a big deal. And so for those people that would generally not go seeking that help, they're getting what they need. We help provide to get them to Claymate or shared care to get hospitalization or labs, those kind of things. And our outcomes continue to rise. So we appreciate, I know you guys split riverboat funding generally for us. We appreciate whatever you're able to do and tend to try to be good stewards of that money. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. I provide some statistics for you. To answer them for you.
Did you submit for anything?
We did just the normal riverboat, not the where it splits. They're white stone.
According to our sheets, you did.
It's not in there.
I didn't have a letter or anything, did we?
You send it to me. I remember we
I
did.
think I sent it to Abby, but my other one went to junk mail, so I'm worried. I don't know. We'll check on that. Okay. All right. Thank you, guys.
Were you asking for a certain amount?
I was not, just whatever.
The way we did Riverboat, if memory serves, is we just divided the applicants by the amount of money.
Yeah.
I will say that the hospitals who had once the division made it work.
It'll just take away from everybody else.
It will take a little bit away from the group and pass it around bigger.
Okay.
And then just so the council might know, as it relates to mental health grant, I think part of that needs to be that $250,000 sustainable after
Yes,
3 years. So there will be maybe an ask in the future or
Yeah.
some plan.
yeah, and to make that sustainable, we're working on the federally qualified healthcare center. It's an application, that it takes about a year process to get that through. The other piece of that, as we all know, federal money is being looked at and tightened right now. So that's one of those things that can be a wait and see, obviously, but we're in the process of doing that application.
I think it'd be 7,200. We'd have to cut everybody down to 7,200.
That's just, yes, I don't know if that's what we should do.
And if not, I mean, we're very blessed this year with the other grant as well.
Somebody want to do? With 72,000, we had 9, which have been 8,000 apiece. We've got to make it 10, goes to 7,200. That's equal.
You guys remember the application coming? You guys,
I'll have to look.
I thought I had sent it. I apologize.
I just got lost. What it says.
Sure, no, absolutely, no.
No, I'm just going what it said.
There's extra. The same. We don't budget the maximum. then we just keep it to slow.
So we can go with 8, everybody.
Everybody, just add her to the,
You know, just need to, just make a motion, get it.
I'll make that.
As, Bill makes a motion, add 8,000 to the riverboat fund. So there's a little extra in the riverboat fund. Bill makes a motion to add 8,000.
I'll say.
30 seconds. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
Thank you guys, I appreciate it.
Ms. Westfield.
Morning. I'm here to ask for the reappointment. County Council has one appointment on our area planning commission, and that's Ryan Kennelly. This appointment actually should have occurred at the end of last year, but we don't. I haven't found where it officially occurred at the end of last year because his term technically ended December 31st, 2024. So I'm asking the county council to reaffirm his appointment to the area plan. So technically, this would be his first year of a 4-year term if you reaffirm his appointment.
What's it, 2 Bill?
Well, I'm sorry.
2 of them. Got him and Tom Cherry.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you're right. Tom Cherry is the other one. It's another one. Yeah.
Did Ryan filled in for somebody or what?
Ryan,
Yeah, but yeah.
Well, he moved out of the county.
And then come back.
And he came back.
yeah. Yeah, Tom's ends December 31st, 2027.
His motion to reappoint Ryan to the area plan.
I'll move.
Rick makes a motion. Dan, second. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
does that affect staggering of board seats at all, or are you still on track?
Yeah.
I would,
Yeah, I mean, we're still fine, but we are taking a look at possibly re-looking at the board as far as how it's put together, but we're just at the infancy stages of that.
Thank you.
Leanne,
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm coming this morning to go over our hopefully future plans of upgrading our 911 terminals. I mentioned at the first of the year, it was one of our projects that we're hoping to come to completion on by the end of this year. And I had sent out an email with some of those quote and cost estimates. Did everybody get those. I've got copies here if you want hard copies. Be happy to pass that out. We had a 911 meeting, our last meeting for this year, this past Wednesday, and it was for discussion. We've been looking at upgrading our current system, which is Solacom. Been a great system. It's been supported, maintained. IT's done a really good job with it. However, we've had the same system for over 20 years back in my old PD days of dispatch. It is what it is. We don't get any of the enhancements of the new technology that's coming out there now. Our TXC to 911 is on a separate system. And even with the system that we currently have, it's a free system that State 911 Board pays to counties that can't afford to upgrade. And it's still good. However, this is going to incorporate into if we can upgrade into this Vesta product that we're looking at that's through Motorola. Our CAD is through Motorola, which would make our 911 system integrate into our CAD. It would also make the TXC easier to integrate into our CAD system. We had the meeting and we talked about it in the 911 meeting on Wednesday. However, the previous Monday we had Digital and Motorola come in and do a demo. It was actually just a live demo to show my advisory board, the public safety board, what we were looking at so we can get a visual. At first I was thinking we were getting all the enhancements, but of course not. It's the base product. But it gives us that future capability to integrate AI into our CAD system. It gives us those platforms that we can build for the future where Solacom is just what it is. And we're going to continue to be behind as these new softwares come out. If we upgrade what we currently have, it's like $65,000. If we move to the new product that's going to integrate into our CAD, that down the road that we can do AI, we can do enhanced analytics and pull data reporting for the state reporting system. We can integrate video and pictures into texting and push out to our road officers for officer safety. Those things all come as additional down the road, but it is integrated so it will work into our CAD system. The Vesta product is been out there for a little bit. It's got feedback of nothing but positive feedback from centers, which are larger centers usually that have already experienced it. So I had given the quote on the Vesta product. It also has a mapping system that we looked at as well. And to start out this map, it's going to go to a universal map that will integrate all of our maps that we use. Currently, we have a 911 map through a vendor that we pay about $5,000 a year to maintain. We also have a map with our texting. We have a map with our mobile that's with our CAD, and this is a universal map that will eventually be universal for all of the systems, which will give us more real estate across our console, because right now we've got six monitors. Eventually it may go to 7 or 8. It's a lot to look at for one person sitting at a console, so we can downsize and save some real estate on the console for us to be able to integrate this stuff would be great. So full integration, improve the workflow, our mapping capabilities, being able to use one map eventually. Also integrates like DOT cameras that are live on the interstates, any place as long as we have access to those. Live radar, so when severe weather comes in, we're not bringing up another monitor for that as well. And then that futuristic technology. The Vesta system for our 4 stations, the quote comes in at $223,000. The mapping upgrade is $12,500. That mapping annual cost, I think, will be a wash because of what I already paid for mapping system currently. I think it's going to be even because of the $4,000 to $5,000 I'm currently paying on one. And then I've got another mapping system with the TXC. So it's going to pretty much balance out. The monies that we currently have available that 911 board had approved for us to use is 125,000 out of the cash surplus for our state fund, our state 911 fund. And then cash surplus that's on the county-wide fund that's at that 50-50 split between city and county. That would get up to 250,000 in case we run into anything additional. Not a lot because 223 plus that 12.5, but it gives us a little leeway. So they did a 50-50 of 50 off the state side, 50 off the county-wide side. If you're in agreement and approval for us to proceed with that.
What other counties have that? Anybody local?
We're going to be one of the first in our surrounding area, but it's going to give us the capabilities. They're just now bringing it to this area. So we're hopefully some of our surrounding areas are going to be able to come on Rush County. And I think some Jennings, some of the Ripley County, but Eric, do you know who else on Motorola? Like with the Flex?
Bartholomew County on Flex, there's on Flex.
Bartholomew County is on OS. OSI, is Mike still here? We're going to be one of the first ones to move to the best on the 911, but there's other counties around us that are on our Flex tag system. So
Like Columbus or they all have?
Columbus is not. They're not. They use Vesta, but this 911, and I'm not sure on the interoperability between sharing data, but that's one thing that we are looking at with the RAVE product that comes with this, that will have some internal data sharing for those counties that are going to be in our area where we can share.
So we'll communicate with the other counties.
It will. It will. We are one of the first ones in this area to pick up on it. You usually see it in, other counties that have, a bigger center.
I think I'm not much on tech. About the tech as a go, but it's.
No, but it's where things are
20
moving
years.
to.
On such
And it's just
a long time.
hate to see $65,000 put into something that's not going to get us anything for the future when we can put that 65 into what we're going to build upon, basically.
And they tie this to a maintenance contract?
It is. It
What's
is.
that?
Well, we have a lot of things on that annual contract. As far as this one, quote, I don't want to misspeak, so. The maintenance is basically, it's not much more than what we're currently already paying, but on that first page of the Vesta, it shows software maintenance at $12,600. That is also included in our first year of maintenance, included in that first year. So you can actually take that part off to 23, and that is even less of what that base price is, because then the annual cost for the maintenance kicks in on years 2, 3, 4, and 5. They've included that first year of maintenance. We pay now roughly about $8,000 towards maintenance just with the solar product.
Has Josh looked at all this?
Yes.
Just
Supported. Everybody, in fact, it was a unanimous support. The 911 advisory consists of the police chief, fire chief, the sheriff, volunteer fire, and then our executive board also voted on it, which includes Ashley was listed. She's on the executive board. The commissioner, Brian Winnie, and also Dr. King with city council. He was present as well.
First job.
It is. It's just the streamlining, the enhanced, the interoperability, the analytics. This product is the base product to set up for where we're going to go from here. We've got the surplus monies in both of these accounts. This is the exact type of project that you want those monies to go towards that have been saved and put back. Because trying to come up with money like this is hard to come by. And it's been put back for a reason. And it's 911 monies, which should go towards 911. However, the future side of it, the AI side, the demos were showing where it can take a transcribe of a conversation. Obviously, a dispatcher's responsibility when they're taking a 911 call, they're speaking with that caller. They're also dispatching at the same time. They're also listening in the center of what their other partner may be having. You can't catch everything. The AI will transcribe high points of the calls. And let's say they didn't get quite clear or there was some dialect issues and they see an address and they're not sure if that address is correct, they can click on the address and it will take them directly to the recording, to a playback that will play back that exact address. Or if you hear gun and they hear gun, they can go to the audio and hear exactly what they said on gun if they've already disconnected with the caller. If the officers ask, well, do you have a clothing description, or to get the exact, they can go to that and play that back and relay it, or they can take clips and push it out. Those are the enhancements down the road that we're talking about that we would be nowhere near having that with our current system.
And offer training.
Yes. So I asked if it was going to be online training or in person. Everything's online, but when you do something this major, they're going to do in-person training.
That's part of the cost.
Yes, that's all part of it.
So the study said that they needed additional personnel to get up to speed, and they were only able to fund 2. If we do this and the improved efficiencies are there.
That building is due for some major repair, I think, maybe somewhere down the road.
Our area of the building or the building in general?
That area's not.
Building itself.
The building is, but the
Building is,
911.
on ones.
My question was, is there anything that we need to do to your space prior to tearing this all up?
I don't think our space, I haven't heard, but it's my understanding our space is not going to have any involvement with remodel. In fact, our windows were replaced new because they had to have special windows in for the center. I know the roof obviously needs to be done, it's been probably the major look at for us.
Just have to be advertised.
It will be an additional, right? You're using cash, so it'll
It
have to
is
be an
cash.
additional.
Yeah,
So
and
we can get
again,
that, if we get this letter, just the additional letter wrote up to us, we can get it in paper here. Either probably first next week. So it'll be in plenty of time, and then for the next meeting, we need it.
and I'm still I'm still new to how it all works, but I am going to go to the city council as well. I know ultimate decision lies here, because those are county funds, even though that money was accumulated by the 50-50 from city county. But I plan to go to the city and speak with them as well, out of courtesy, to let them know what plans are. But do I need to wait for that, or you can go ahead and proceed with
I
this?
don't feel like you do. I mean, if you want to do it as a courtesy, but as far as the rules and everything, no, you do not.
Does your estimate have a time frame on it that it's guaranteed for?
For the quote? So if we proceed, I told them my timeline is I probably cannot get an answer to confirm with them until probably November. And I advised them November, I could give them a final decision. We can move forward with payments by the end of the year and start doing the work behind the scenes. And we look to go live, hopefully with the new system. Our goal is spring of 2026. It's going to take a while to build the product, build it to the specs that we want for the center. And, I know it's been talked about like in the financials that money was there and that we need to do something. I'm not here to spend money. I'm here to spend money the way it needs to be spent and be cautious what we put it on. The only thing we've used it on is the tower project in itself to yesterday, and both sites went down again, state sites. So speaking of the tower, they are currently in the works since last week, working on the tower upgrades. So even more reason when we get told it's extremely rare for both state site towers to go down, right? And it's happened again. Twice this year. Money well spent is what I'm saying, is what I'm kind of going back on. This would be obviously money well spent too, and it's the reason why we've got that. We've got roughly about 500,000 sitting on state side and roughly about 700,000 on the county side. And we're looking at taking 125 out of each side and leaving still a really good safe reserve.
Until it's advertised, or you want a gentleman's agreement? I think we have to wait till it's advertised. We should make sure it's.
I'm in no hurry. I mean, we've got a timeline, but I told them that by the time we have meetings and then there's budgets and stuff, that November is where I was thinking.
Yeah, if you don't get it advertised, things bring back next.
All right.
Is there any value on what's coming out?
I'm sorry.
On the equipment you're taking out in this process?
No, it's pretty much, I think the last time, that was one of the reasons why I had mentioned that I wanted to see an upgrade to our system because it has not been upgraded. My thoughts were since 2016 when we consolidated. However, Josh corrected me. I think it was maybe 2 years after that, but that's still passed. I mean, anything that comes out that if he feels like he can get value of, I usually let IT have to help with some, if they can part it out, that's fine. But usually no. So. But,
Okay, yeah.
all right, thank you.
Bring it back. Okay, do the transfers. Got one transfer. Veterans, ever a scanner that was ordered from Amazon, $150.
I'll make a motion to allow the transfer.
Who makes a motion to allow transfer? Ashley seconds. Any other discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? Okay. Additional. Got one additional. Just for the animal shelter. Ashley, is this coming out of some of her funds or what?
So Mindy had received 2 checks. One was from a Best Friend Society, $1,000, I think. So she just wanted to appropriate that back into that grant. And then the other one was I think it was a credit voucher from Midwest Vet. So she just wanted to put that back into her vet.
Okay. Yeah. Everybody get that? Okay. Entertain motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
Deanna makes that motion.
I'll second.
Any seconds? Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, salary ordinance. We've got one for the sheriff. Deputy merit poll 1. It's his salary plus incentive pay. I'll look at it.
What's the, I didn't say anything different.
Yeah.
I didn't,
Who
I
is
didn't
this?
see anything different.
Which deputy is it? Does it have a name?
Pardon?
Kurt.
He came from shift to day shift, so it should be a reduction. He's gonna lose his, he'll lose his night. Yeah, he'll lose his night shift instead. He's coming from nights to day shift, so he'll lose his night shift instead of pay. So he's actually gonna,
Yes.
Okay, that what it is. Okay, I entertain a motion to approve. Jay makes a motion.
Sorry.
Ernie seconds. Any other discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? Okay, while they're signing that, community impact fee ordinance. Everybody get a copy of that? That's the, what was called economic development agreement payments, which Brian, I understand why Brian didn't want that on there, but we came up with community impact fee fund, which there'll be one coming in from the battery storage down the road, correct, Brian?
Let me explain what that is. What-
Go ahead.
It's not a tax or anything, only just residents. This is all for projects that come into town. Uh, Previously, you mentioned the battery energy storage project. Negotiating the incentives with the battery storage project. We were concerned that the state was going to fiddle with the personal property taxes. Of course, the energy projects, most of the benefit to the community is through personal property tax revenue. In order to bypass that and to ensure that the county gets its full benefit to the utmost that we could, instituted what was called community impact fee, which we talked about during that project. What the community impact fee is essentially the county pays the taxes for the 10 years for that project and instead shifts it over to a community impact fee, that amount over to a fee. So if the state did fiddle with personal property taxes, which they have at this point, lowering the depreciation value down to 0 versus 30%, we still get that same amount of tax revenue as was predicted previously before that change was made. And that's for 10 years. We can go beyond 10 years. But that's, and what this ordinance does is simply state where that money goes. So it doesn't just go into, some select fund somewhere for the council. It states where that money goes.
Brian helped with this a whole lot with AI, and I took 2 copies down to our lawyer, Chris Tebby, and he kind of tweaked it a little bit. He couldn't find anything, or anybody else had an ordinance on it either. Everyone couldn't find anything.
And other communities have this fee, they just go it into the general fund, so it's not a incredibly new concept or anything, but it is relatively something that we thought protected the county the best. Did with the consideration of the changes that were made, this SCA form.
So this is a tool we can use for any project that comes into the county.
Yeah. Now, moving forward, now again, the projects moving forward here probably are less likely to ask for incentives to allow us to do something like this, especially, because they can appreciate down to 0. So you're talking about, in some cases, 5 to 7 years of tax revenue and nothing for the rest of because of the changes that were made at the State House. So it remains to be seen exactly how to do that, but yeah, it is a tool in the future that if things do change, which could change back in some way, shape or form, I don't know, but it is a tool on ours.
So it doesn't really matter what the terms of agreements are on the projects, whatever revenue we generate is covered by this ordinance.
For that 10 years, the revenue will be in fee form versus the tax form. Tax obviously being subject to state house legislation, what have you, and ups and downs of the rates. The fee is just a straight fee. So, and they like it as well on their end because it's a standard. They can do their accounting, they can project out, they know what they're going to be paying down that line. And so that we thought that would help.
I understand that part of it, but what I'm getting at is that this ordinance just basically says that whatever that structure is on that project, that funding is controlled by the county council.
Correct.
Yeah, that's what this ordinance.
Yeah.
The fees and the specifics of the project aren't in here. It's just,
No,
this says that the council has sole control over that funding. Ones that make the decision on where it goes and what happens to it.
You hold the purse strings of the county and they write checks.
It goes into, and there'll be another fund.
Yeah, it'll have its own.
It'll have its own numbers and everything in the.
It doesn't have anything to do with the structure that come along.
No,
Just development. Okay.
And to make this completely clear, this is not a tax or anything on any of the residents of the county or anything. It's projects that are coming.
Protocol for the money when it comes.
Correct.
That's okay. I'll make a motion to approve.
Kenny makes a motion to approve.
I'll second.
30 seconds. Any other questions, discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Good. I got one here to sign. I'll let you fill out the dates and stuff. Is that okay? Christie?
Yes.
So you can read it. What is
Is it number?
what is the number?
2025
That's what,
15.
15? Okay, well, there's on that. I don't have anything else. Anybody else got anything for the council? Ashley?
To decide who we want on the range committee. As a reminder, the commissioners decided at least to start, they all three want to be on it right now, plus Charlie and Christie. So we need to decide how many council members should be on it. Sorry, so we can start those meetings.
How many do you suggest?
Since the commissioners said all of them, I don't really have a suggestion at this point.
I wonder why they went all three.
I think we ought to have three. That's my opinion. We ought to have three.
Because the commissioners do have all three, that has to be advertised.
Yeah. That'd be a special session. No, you're on. Fred?
I'm happy to help.
Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else? Okay. Go three. Is that okay?
Good.
You want to remind her about how kennel conference coming up?
Yeah, we will be attending our annual conference put on by the Association of Indiana Counties. I think everybody but Ashley is going.
Oh, if I can't, I may be. Well, pray for rain.
True.
Yeah.
That's like September 29th through October the 2nd. That'll be in French Lips.
Anything else, Brian?
The one announcement from the chamber done is over at the EMS meeting right now. She wanted to announce the annual dinners on November 14th at Into the Woods. Tickets and sponsorships are now open. For cash batch tickets are on sale. She can be contacted for more information. We're going to have several ribbon cuttings coming up in October, and you can check out the website for exact dates, times, locations on that. From the EDC, we have a draft of the housing assessment that I can send around. You guys have a see there. We have probably I said this before, but a ready announcement on the 24th. I think I sent out to everybody, but they decided to keep regions together. Fantastic for us. But the 24th, they're supposed to release the funding awards for the Lilly portion of the ready. So that'll be coming up. And then just to update the last Sunday evening, got back from Japan. It was a very successful trip, particularly good meetings with Nipro and Resident here in town. Just a reminder that Indiana is per capita one of Japan's largest investors, or vice versa, excuse me. Japan per capita is Indiana's largest foreign direct investment, so it's great to keep those ties. The reception we did have were well attended. Many local businesses were there, including Honda. A good team from Honda was there as well. We are going to be BDSA. Indiana will be hosting the Midwest US Japan Conference next year, so it was very important there. I was proud of not only our representation, but South Central Indiana's representation.
That's the ready to,
Okay. Ready to, yeah. And also like for fairgrounds.
Yes.
Yeah, fairgrounds is in the, I think, the final approval process there, so it should be. I hesitate to say an exact date, but it should be within the next month. So.
We're just talking about stuff. We had a well-attended Toxaway Day a week or so ago. Kept a lot of stuff out of the road ditches, got rid of a lot of tires, stuff like that. Several of the council members, commissioners were there to help. So it's a good event. The county can be proud to have those type of events.
Anybody else? Anything? I get done signing that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Anybody have a motion? Attorney second.
Wait long for that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed to that?